Hey everyone, it's Martin here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be joining the Alex Syberia Designs Boho YouTube hop. Today I'm sharing this Choose Joy Everyday card created with the Christmas Bouquet Die Set, which is part of their release. It's packed with sparkle and there's classic holiday vibes. There is also a $15 giveaway from Alex Syberia Designs as part of this hop, so please make sure you check the description below for all the details on how to enter. You'll also find links to the hop lineup as well as affiliate links to the products. Using these really helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. Now I'm just showing the Christmas Bouquet Die Set, and it's really wonderful because you have a outline die, you have then this impression die, and then you have all the little dies that go along with it. Now for this card I really wanted to focus on the little dies that are within the set, because that's where you're going to find your versatility in your card making. Here I am just creating the card base, and I'm using this deep red card. I think it's Cranberry by Concord and Ninth. It's a beautiful deep red shade and perfect for the Christmas feel. Now I've cut that in half to create a standard C6 card, and I'm going to create a layer, a matte layer in the same colour. I kind of do this with all my projects to kind of create instant dimension, and it creates this really nice border, which is tone on tone, so you don't have to make a huge feature of your matte on layering. Tone on tone is absolutely fine, and I think it just adds depth. With that matte layer I am going to stamp a sentiment which says choose joy every day, and that is from the Christmas sentiment stamp set from Alex Syberia Designs as well, so make sure you check that out. I am going to use it at the end for the final sentiment, and you do see me hand cutting it out. There is a coordinating die set. I think it was sold out at the point that I purchased the stamp set. So make sure you get the die set because it will save you plenty of time, because you can literally just line it up and go. Now I'm just doing that in freeze on either side of where I'm going to put my banner. And the reason for that is I'm creating kind of this interest in the centre part of our project. Each element is kind of working in a directional way. So from left to right, no, from bottom left to top right, or top left to bottom right. And by doing something in the background in the opposite way, it kind of creates a more fuller picture. Now here I'm grabbing some of those dies that I was talking about, and you'll see that actually I've put the word joy on some glitter cardstock. Now this glitter cardstock is from the Festive Fusion Mix cardstock, which is a pack of 27 sheets of A4 cardstock, and you guys, this is gorgeous. I believe it's a Festive Fusion. I'm looking at it now thinking it's not. This is more of a gold. Oh no, I think it might be the Christmas Sparkle, or was it the blue? It might be gold and turquoise card pack. Yeah, I think it's yeah, it's definitely, oh dear, said the wrong one. So it's a gold and turquoise mix cardstock, and when I say this glitter cardstock is fantastic, like I was rubbing it with my finger and no glitter was coming off. And what I also liked about it is sometimes when you die cut glittered cardstock, it goes really flat. This didn't. This really kind of kept its kind of shape, which I loved. So, onto the banner. I'm cutting down a piece of wheat cardstock. I cut mine too short, so do yours a little bit longer. So I'd recommend 6 inches by 1.5 inches. And this is just going to help us create this banner shape. I couldn't remember the size of it, so I was just eyeballing it with the dies, and you'll see I just cut it 1.5 inches. what I love about this is with solid core cardstock, you can break down the fibres within it to kind of create this really nice textural effect. And it really doesn't show up on the camera, unfortunately. But the fibres just popping out are gorgeous. And all I'm doing to reveal those fibres is running the strip of cardstock between my finger and a bone folder, back and forth, and that's just gonna break down the fibres, so I can literally just pull this apart and you're good to go. If you were to cut your piece of cardstock too small, then you end up with 2 bits in effect, so you can just bodge it by creating the banner ends out of the other piece. But you can kind of see there the texture, which is just really pretty. So really make sure you do that with your solid cardstocks because it's fantastic. So I'm going to create a banner shape by just folding the ends upon itself. And because we've broken down the fibres, it's really malleable in order for us to do that. And you can see I'm just measuring it up, and this is when I've kind of clicked. Oh, I've cut it too short. Because, you know, your boy doesn't measure, he just kind of makes things, and then when he comes to actually record a video, he's like, oh dear, what have I done? So I'm just going to fold that over, and then I'm going to snip it in as like a little fishtail. Now with fishtails, you always cut a slit in the middle and then work either ends to the end of that slit. Nice and easy. You'll also notice that the banner is slightly off center, and I've done that deliberately in order to kind of create that flow yet again in relation to going up and down. Now the coloured cardstock in the background, you know, your boy just doesn't remember, but I'm going to go with, it's a mixture of Concord and Knife and Stampin' Up. So I think we've got Old Olive for the holly leaves. We've got that pink is Ballet Slipper. The leaves are Eucalyptus. The branch with the red berries is, I want to say Rainforest. And then the yellow is Crushed Curry. And the other red is different to Cranberry. It's Poppy. And these colours have just worked really fantastic with this kind of holiday feeling. Oh, holiday vibe. I just love how the colours really pop, and using like 3 different greens just make it work really well. So what I love about these dies is where you've got the centre kind of yellow part, there's an indent where it should go, so you perfectly know where to put it. You'll see me struggling here as I can't work out which way to go. But that's just purely because I was stressing this and trying to talk and do all the little things, and it just wasn't working out, which is why there's now a voiceover. But nevertheless, you'll see that I'm just popping that on like so. I will revisit it because it's not right. And then I'm going to add the extra one onto the other side. Now these dies, I honestly can't talk them up enough. There is so much detail on the dies itself. And I will actually be sharing a little bit later another project that I've created using this, where actually I've ink blended the elements a little bit. I didn't on this example, just because I wanted to try to keep it quite quick, the video. But actually adding some ink blending doesn't take that long, and it does just make these dies really pop out. I did consider adding the poinsettias to this project, however, because of the deep red background, I didn't want to have more red. But saying that, you could create white poinsettias and just add like a little bit of grey shading to it, or even a bit of blue. And I know that sounds odd, but adding a little bit of blue to white really does just help make it pop a little bit, a lot more than grey, but it depends on the contrasting colours within your card. So now I'm just going to add the little berries onto this sprig. Now these berries again could add some ink blending too, but I really just love how you've got the slit already in there for you to kind of have that added detail. Now I'm just going to pop those on, and actually in the video I actually gave the idea of actually doing this in white cardstock and then colouring each element, either ink blending it or colouring it with your alcohol markers or watercolour even, to get a really different vibe to this project while still having the same layout. Now I didn't realise how long I was adding these berries for. It took a while, but again, it's because I'm sat there talking and trying to fiddle about. But just add those on. What I would say is make sure you have your slits going all the same way, just for coherency. You don't want any slits going the other way because then it just doesn't look coherent. As that's done, I'm just popping those elements underneath the banner so it just looks like it's popping out, but our flower is going to go on top. I thought I'd be smart and glue both of the holly leaves together at the same time while they're not glued to one another. And yeah, it didn't really work. But I really like the placement of these leaves as opposed to the later leaf. The later holly leaf placement, which is odd, but it's just how I look at cards. You can see that it did slightly go under. I moved it around and it's just going to fit under. Now I didn't glue these down solidly to the base because I like to add lift to the die cut elements, and by just gluing them in one proportion or in one part, it really just adds that added detail. Now these eucalyptus leaves, again eucalyptus is a cardstock, not the shape of a leaf, is just going to pop out from behind the gold letters, and the yellow flower, the pink flower, which is ballet slipper, is just going to slip underneath like so, and it's really just going to add some detail. Now here I'm talking about where the inspiration comes from, and what I love about the packaging is actually you've got your colour combos on the background, so you're already good to go. You don't have to think about it. You can literally just copy and paste what the sample is showing you, and it's a quick win. But equally you can mess around and play around with the colours should you want to. Now I'm taking the exact same design and layout of the bottom portion of the card and repeating it on the top. Like, I'm not going to mess around trying to create a different layout or placement of these. Let's just keep it the same but reverse it on the other side, and it just helps to make card making easier. So there's the holly leaves in and done, and again just repeating the same layout with the flowers, where I'm just going to add a bit of glue, pop it underneath the letters, and then that's it, you're good to go. And again, these dies are fantastic just for the small details within it. It's just a joy to play with, and they die cut so well. Like, I used this on my Spellbinders machine, or whatever it's called, because, you know, I'm such an expert, or whatever it's called. But actually, I found they actually die cut it really well with my diamond press machine as well, which is a different kind of plate formula. So yeah, it die cuts beautifully no matter what machine you've got. And now I'm adding my favourite sequins. These are a joy to work with. I love these sequins so much. And what are they, Stella sequins from Old to New? I'm adding the biggest, the third biggest, and then the second smallest. And again, I'm repeating that kind of diagonal bit where I'm doing it in the opposite way of the diagonal in the main feature. I'm pairing a big one and a small one in the top right, and then in the bottom I'm going to put one big one, a medium one, and the small one again, just following a triangular motion because triangles are good, and in total it works out to be 5 sequins, so keeping it odd numbers as well really does work out well because everything in nature is odd. And there's that. Once that's done, just hit the mic. Once that's done, you're going to add a little bit of ink splatter. The ink splatter I use is my gold drawing from Winsor Newton. Oh, I'm not doing the ink splatter, I'm stamping the sentiment. So I've stamped it in wheat, and now I'm basically telling you how to cut it out. But again, get the dies. I didn't get the dies. I think they were sold out, so I'm glad they're back in stock because I will be going and ordering some, so I don't have to fussy cut it out ever again. But I'm just going to create a banner. Now I'm freeballing it, like literally just going to go in, cut it with my scissors. If that makes you nervous, use a pencil and draw yourself a little line that you can follow. That's absolutely fine. Or equally, cut one side, and then what I'm going to do is use the side that I've just cut as a layer so that I can cut it down and then just line it up. You can see I moved it a little bit, so I was struggling to get it back right, but I got there in the end, and I'm just going to snip it, and there's the banner. So simple, but get the dies. Just get the dies. It'll make your life so much easier. Now I fishtailed this as well, so a line in the corner, and then from either a line down the centre, and then a snip from either corner, like so, and rinse and repeat. Oh, actually I'm correcting this bit because it wasn't quite right, so I'm just going to do a little snip, 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 and there you go. It's such a fun way to bring in your stamps with your die set. Now I did purchase the stamp set myself. It wasn't actually within the package, so I actually saw it and went, that's a fantastic stamp set, I'm going to add that on because it works brilliantly with this die set, as well as the other die set in the release, which is, the name eludes me, the Build-A-Bow Christmas Tree Die Set. Now that's fantastic, I've already shared one project with that. Go check that out, that's on martinsmayhem.co.uk. That's also part of the blog hop for this release, so plenty of inspiration on how to be using both this die set and the other die set in there. It's just gorgeously designed product. Like, you're not going to go wrong with it. Now I'm adding my Altenew foam adhesive onto the background. I do all edges even, and then I add a bit into the centre. Now I'm doing my ink splatter with my Winsor Newton drawing ink. This stuff is the best stuff I have ever used for ink splatter. What I do suggest though is getting a bigger brush. I'm using a smaller nib brush, and it's not quite big enough to kind of get larger ink splatters, so it's more of a spray than a splatter, unfortunately. And because I'm not going to wait for it to dry, I am just going to rip off the backing and then place that onto our card base, and then that's literally us done. When it gets there, struggling with the backing, I'm just going to pop that on. Now I'm going to wrap this up and say thank you so much for hopping along with me today. I hope this project inspired you to create something joyful this season. Don't forget to leave a comment on each video in the hop to be in a chance for winning the $15 gift card, and the full details are in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe for more card making inspiration. Now head over to the next hop for more inspiration. The link is right below. Happy crafting. Goodbye.